Good morning, my friends. How are you? So, I have a little confession to make. My youngest daughter is named Martha Geraldine. And the reason she was named Martha Geraldine is well, let's start with a Martha. So, Martha is a family name. I have had an aunt named Martha. And so then the next generation, my Aunt Betty named her daughter Martha, who became a who owns Bay State Gymnastics and Bay State Movement with her family. And I I gave the name Martha to my two small children who were aged 3 and 4, the opportunity with names to name my youngest daughter, okay? So think about this. My son is Connor, my daughter is Mariah. I'm looking for like a name so that they all have an at the end of it, right? So we list off a bunch of names. And when I said Martha, my two children who were taking gymnastics were shouting, Martha, Martha, Martha. And I, of course, was thinking of my aunt, Martha. So lo and behold, she became Martha. And then my mom is Geraldine. And I knew this was my last baby. And there were no Geraldines anywhere. And there was no Geraldine in anyone's name yet. And I was like, you know what? I am going to throw my mother into this mix. So my youngest daughter, has a name of Martha Geraldine, which she says has always been like the age, like I have the name of like a 60, 70, or 80-year old, right? And you know, she does have an old soul. And so anyway, my aunt Martha passed away last week, and we had the funeral and wake this week. And one of the reasons that I wanted a Martha in my family was because my aunt was this most amazing human being. And she actively sought out human relationship and communication with everybody that she knew. And I just so admired how she always looked actively to find a connection so that she could make someone feel special and wonderful just as they are. And I can tell there's too many stories to tell you about how she did that for me and for my husband and for my family. Uh, when I was listening to the eulogy that each child gave, I realized that it was her calling and her mission to do that. And, I think about that a lot and I try to do that when I can. And um, I was just so always in my life so inspired by her. And, and she's inspiring me in her death. And so she has been ill for many years. And it started off with her not being able to remember words, right? So, what was that word? What was that word? And starting to, lose her memory and whatnot. And again, this was, I guess, 15 years ago. It seems impossible that it was that long ago, but I am, according to the eulogy, it was. So I remember being at a christening, standing outside in the streets in Marion, because the church is so small, and my cousin Maureen telling us about this aphasia piece. And at the time, I didn't know anything about anything. And then in the obituaries, it stated that she had multiple forms of dementia. Okay. So yesterday, when Maureen was giving her eulogy, so my cousin Maureen, she spoke about Alzheimer's. And and it's funny because I had never heard those words used from my Aunt Martha before. And as you know, I have this heightened awareness of the word Alzheimer's right now. And I am on a mission to learn about Alzheimer's and everything I can and actively try to help what I think is going to be our next generation challenge. So anyway, I was inspired and it was like my message to not let that message go. So anyway, that's how I'm going to act. But I just like the stories that came out and the visualizations. And, they housed me when I was living in Beverly and I didn't have a place to live and I was working up there. And they just were opened the doors to me. And, I don't know, story after story, just most amazing person. Anyway, let's bring this around a little bit to tomorrow. I had said I was doing a fall forward, and it was an action and a workshop for us. And I am not prepared. I really try to be present and actively into the moment during this the wake and the funeral, because I felt like that was my gift to her, but it was also my gift to myself from her. And I have 20 something cousins on my side of the family, and many of them were there. And just to get to know them as adults and their wives and their husbands, and find out what's going on and spend time with my other aunts and uncles that are still with us. And just my husband, the first, that's like maybe the only, like, that is probably the only time I think we've gone to a hotel and just stayed with, like, no plans, no actions, no kids, no nothing. And it was just like, we don't do that. We either we have a mission, or we're hiking, we're biking, we're fixing, we're doing, but we just didn't, we never have, just that I can remember, just kind of gone and hung out in a hotel room. So anyway, so I'm canceling for now the fall forward. When I have the opportunity to do it right, I will do it right, and we will put it back on. And it's got to be in October, or else it's going to have to have a new name. Anyway, I just want to say I appreciate you guys being here, and that you are taking time out of your schedule to check in. And I hope that you get some value from it, but you bring me so much value for me showing up for you most each day. Most days, right? I can't say each day. So thank you for that. And if I can think about our little angels in heaven and how they inspire us to want to do better, be better, show up better for people, then I think that that's what my message is going to be today. So thank you so very much for being here. Think about my Aunt Martha and how she was just, last night, I'm going to finish with this. Last night, I was interviewed by a college student on communication. So he's taken a communications class. He had to talk to a businesswoman. So I was his businesswoman that he was going to talk to. And I was talking to him about communicating. And I said, you can never not communicate. You're always communicating, whatever that message is. And so, anyway, we talked about this communication thing. And I am committed to digging deeper about this all. And I hope that you're on the bandwagon with me. I so appreciate you. Have an amazing, beautiful day. And I'll be with you tomorrow for rituals. We will be here at 6:45, but I'm not doing the workshop after. All right. Thank you so much. And thank you for your grace.